It wasn't until I started writing the book, #SingleButDating, and exploring this whole concept of the impact of fertility on our dating lives. You know, are we settling down because we're so fearful of this biological clock? Something I had just considered was going to be nearly like a foolproof backup plan. I was very blasé about it. Oh, I'll just freeze my eggs, it'll all be fine. Here was the reality that it wasn't so simple and it wasn't such a foolproof plan. So why am I waiting? I decided to document my journey because I didn't feel that there was anything like this out there, that the conversations weren't being had, that there was still a lot of negativity around this whole concept of egg freezing, and also a lot of misinformation. People will often say to you when you're talking about egg freezing, especially in that younger age bracket, you're too young, you don't need to worry about it, you need to focus on, stop being so fussy in the dating scene, go find yourself a nice guy. And for me, that wasn't the reason why I was doing this. It was something I wanted to do for my future self, and I felt really passionately about it. This isn't about not finding Mr. Perfect. It's about being able to date and get to know people based on a real connection and on analysing them from word go to work out if they're going to be, husband and father of my child. And say, I love my daughter.
I love my daughter.
And I'm proud of her for freezing her eggs.
And I'm proud of her for freezing her eggs.
And I'm going to go visit them in the freezer. So we are now day 1. So my period has just arrived and we are going to get a blood test. Say hi. Come to my mother's GP because I thought the first injection's quite big and I'd just rather someone else get it into my stomach. I think with this, I was really concerned physically what it was going to do to my body and also the hormones, but what I didn't factor into the equation was that the actual process of freezing my eggs, how it was going to make me feel. Doing ultrasounds and thinking about it, all of a sudden, I think I had a freak out moment. This is where they said to me that you could get a little bit of mild PMS. If I was on a scale of mild PMS today, mine would be pretty PMS-y.
We're going to take a look at both of your ovaries, count the number of follicles on each ovary, and we measure the biggest ones.
With technology, we can have babies later, but our eggs are still declining. I'm really feeling like I've had 3 buffet meals and I'm so full that, that sensation when you can't actually suck your belly in. I cried myself to sleep last night for no reason. I want to encourage other people watching this to consider this. I'm not saying that this is the only way you should do things or this is definitely something for you to do, because it is hard. It is tough emotionally, and depending on how you go with it, it can be really tough physically, also financially.
Broke down crying during the blood test just because, emotional and just a lot of pain, and, I get that this doesn't happen to everyone, but this is the hard side of it, because you go through all this and you're a bit emotional and crazy and you think that it's all over when the eggs come out, and then, there's all this other shit that's going on in your body.
Not only did I feel that this was something I needed to be able to show people, what's actually involved and trying to get rid of some of those negative myths, giving that information, but also showing women what to expect, because so many people that I speak to are interested in this, but there's a lot of fear because there's the unknown. I think physically is that your body really does change, and it's like being pre-pregnant. And that's something that I was told that I was going to get bloated and my belly would get bigger. It's very uncomfortable from that point of view. The injections didn't worry me so much. I know for a lot of other people that is a big thing to factor into this. But mainly it was the emotional issues that really challenged me. I went into this very gung-ho as just, this is something I'm doing, it's something for my future self. Yep, I'm going to egg freeze, I'm going to film it. I wasn't actually expecting to get emotional for real reasons. I don't want to come across saying that, bang, every woman who's in their mid to late 20s should be freezing their eggs. But I think this is something that we need to consider. But we need the right information to be able to consider it.